It's Friday morning, and the first thing I do when I get out of bed is I take the sheets off the bed and I change them. Now I have 2 sets of sheets, so that way I can just wash them every other week and change them weekly. So that way I do one less load of laundry a week, save energy, save water, that sort of thing. So today I have to wash the sheets because the other ones are dirty as well. So I'm just going to take these off and wash them. When I get into my cleaning routine is I sweep and mop the floors. So what I do is I take kind of a damp, just my fiber towel, and I go through and I dust all the chairs. They tend to get crumbs on them or get dusty, so I just like to go ahead and clean those off really good. Now I just do the seats of the chair, and then about once a month I go through and I really wash the chairs down really good. But I actually did that last week. And I'm just going to fill this bucket with warm water and do some thieves cleaner in there. I try to take apart the whole vacuum, the filter, which you can see is really dirty, and I wash it out and then I let it sit out in the sun to dry. My vacuum works so much better when I'm on top of maintaining this and keeping things clean. This is our downstairs half bath, and we don't use it very much. So I'm just gonna clean it. I always change the towel, which I change out the towel twice a week, once on Friday and once on Tuesday. So the first thing I always do when I clean my bathroom is I put toilet bowl cleaner in the toilets. I just go around and do it all because, probably don't know this, but on here it says to disinfect the toilet, it takes 10 minutes to sit there and then your toilet is disinfected. So I don't like to just squirt this in and then scrub right away. I like to let it sit to disinfect the toilet. So that's what I do. I go around, just run around and do all the toilets really quick. So for cleaning the toilets, I don't like to mess around with toilets. I like to use chemical cleaners on the toilets because I feel like the natural ones don't do quite as good of a job when you're talking about the toilet. So I just always take a disinfectant wipe and I always wipe down the handle of the toilet because that's the first thing you touch after you go to the bathroom before you wash your hands. So I want to make sure I disinfect that, and then I disinfect the toilet seat, and I do take these off periodically and wash them. And then I clean the toilet seat really well underneath and then around here and back behind here. And then I take my orange microfiber cloth and my Thieves cleaner and I clean the rest of the toilet. And the toilets always get dusty and it's super hard to just dust them, so I just spray it down and wipe it down, and that keeps the dust down on the toilet. And then also I spray down here because this gets dusty. And then I dry it off. So once I'm all finished with the toilet, then I go through, because it's been sitting for a while, and I get these toilet brushes for 99 cents at IKEA, and I can replace them when they get nasty, and they're super cheap, and they work really great. So in the master bathroom, we have this extra little toilet room here. And in addition to wiping down the toilet seat and the handle and everything, I take my disinfectant wipe and I wipe down the bathroom light switches and the bathroom fan switch. And then I also do the doorknob on the inside, because those are all things that you touch before you wash your hands, because this is just the toilet room and the sink is over there. So just an extra step just to make sure that, you know, there's no germs and things are clean. Tub and shower, I never use the tub, so I just basically dust it out. But the shower I actually clean on Saturday mornings because I usually don't have time to do it on Fridays, because I usually do it when I'm getting ready in the morning. It's just easier that way. And on Saturdays, Simeon can watch Miles and I don't have to try to do it before Miles wakes up, because usually I don't get to shower before he wakes up. So I do that on Saturdays. Out Miles' bathtub. I just do the bottom half because when he takes a bath, that's all that gets wet. So I don't do the upper walls unless we have company and the shower's been used. Then I'll go ahead and clean the upper part, but no use in cleaning the whole thing when that didn't even get dirty. So I'm just going to spray it out and let it sit for a few minutes. Then I fill my little container with water, and then, whoops, I scrub it with the sponge. do is I deep clean the kitchen. Now this is different than my evening cleaning routine. I did a video on that, so I'll link that in the description box if you're interested in seeing how I clean the kitchen every night. This is what I do every Friday night. It is almost 9 o'clock right now, and I normally do this right after dinner, but I wasn't able to do it when Miles is awake, so I waited till I laid him down, and I'm gonna get started and show you how I do that now. So I've already washed the dishes and everything. I did that earlier. So what I do is first of all, I go around and I clean and polish the granite countertops. Now I recently did a video on resealing the granite countertops. I did that a couple weeks ago, so I'll link that in the description box if you have granite countertops and you're interested in learning how to do that. So I just start over here in this counter by the toaster, always unplug it before I wash it down, and I basically just wash it all up. We've had this toaster for 7 years now, and it is still in really good shape and looks really nice. And then I just empty the toast crumbs, and then I just wipe down the counter really good. And then I take this granite cleaner. It's by Method, and the scent is orange tangerine. I actually like their apple blossom, I think is what it was called, or apple orchard or something, a lot better than this one. I don't care for the scent of this one, but I love how it cleans and polishes my granite. So it's just freshly wiped down and still a little damp, and I just spray a little bit of this on there. And then I take a soft, one of my soft, fluffier kitchen towels, and I just buff it dry. So the next counter on the other side of the refrigerator has our coffee maker, and I take off all the little pieces here that have coffee on them, and I rinse them off. Take this glass cooktop cleaner and I scrub. I just put a little bit on, and then I scrub it in with an older dish towel that's a little bit rougher. It doesn't scratch it, but it's not quite as soft and fluffy as my other one that I used for the granite. Now throughout the week, if I'm cooking and I spill something on here, then I'll clean it up, right away. But then I just go through and I do this once a week just to make sure it's polished and nice and clean. Next I move on to the appliances, and I normally just wash it down with water and then dry it with a microfiber cloth. But I do use these stainless steel wipes occasionally. I like them, but if you don't do it exactly perfect and take your time doing it, then it smudges and it looks worse than if you hadn't done anything. But there is one spot in the refrigerator, which I'll show you in a minute, that I always use this on every Friday, but today I'm just going to do all the appliances with this. There's some scratches on the refrigerator that need it, and then some places on here, and it just kind of helps hide it and polish it and make it look nice. But for some reason this panel of the refrigerator is completely different than this panel and the panel on our dishwasher and stove. It's rougher, and I don't know why, but it stains and shows the water drops. Even though I wipe them off, it stained it. So I normally just do this panel here with the wipe once a week. So the last thing I do is this island. So the reason why I save this one for last is because I'm going to clean out the sink really good, and I don't want to get the cleaner on the rag onto the granite countertop. So what I first do is I just wipe this down really good. And then I move on to the sink, but before I do that, I take my dish drainer and then also my trash can lid. I just take some Ajax and I sprinkle it on both of these and scrub them down. And then I also do this dish drainer tray because, you know, I'm setting clean dishes in the dish drainer on top of this, and I want to make sure that this is disinfected. And it also helps to keep the water spots down. Next, I move on to the sink and I just sprinkle this. Now, I do this once a week, and I also do it sometimes occasionally throughout the week, especially if I'm dealing with raw meat, just to, you know, disinfect my sink. And I also clean my little sink plug. And then I let that sit for a few minutes while it disinfects. Now I have a little sink tilt out thing here with some of these little baskets that hold my sponges and scrub brushes and all that kind of stuff. And so I want to make sure that I disinfect these as well. So my rag still has the Ajax on it, and so I'm just going to use that and scrub these out. Alright, and then last but not least, I polish this counter down. So that is it for my Friday cleaning. I hope you enjoyed watching what I do to clean my house on Fridays. Join me next time for part 3, where I'll talk about the light cleaning that I do on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any videos, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.